Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Sideline Story Podcast. I'm here with my boy K-So. What's up, man?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing?
Chilling. Also with Cash. This is the return of Cash. What's up, bro?
What's popping? What's popping? What's popping?
So this is NBA updates part 2. As the news keeps coming along, I'm gonna keep making content about it. So I want to get straight into the free agency news. Or we can start with Bronny. We usually go Bronny. How y'all feel about Bronny getting drafted? I know it's been a lot of talk around all of that. How y'all feel about that going in?
Let the Lakers fan go first.
I mean, it was inevitable. Once he elected to go to the NBA out of college, we already knew what was happening. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. Brian want to play with his son. I'm gonna quote Gilbert Arenas a lot because he speaks on the fact that players who some players in college just don't develop the same way they do if they have potential to go to the NBA. And it's like, why spend 4 years in college when you can go straight to the job that you're trying to play for anyway, or you're trying to get anyways. Just develop in the NBA, you know. But I think he's a decent player. I think his ceiling is, in my opinion, I think his ceiling is like a Drew Holiday type of player. I think his floor is like a
Davion Mitchell, maybe.
that's a good one.
That's a high floor, though. That's a high floor.
Davion Mitchell, but I think he's a good basketball player. I just think it's when you attach to LeBron James, it's kind of hard to like measure your talents because at the end of the day, you're getting compared to your father regardless. But I ain't mad at it. 55. I mean, nobody's ever cared about the 55th pick in the draft. I don't know why niggas cared now.
That's a drafting stash pick.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Dalton Connect, the guy we drafted first round, number 17, right? Yeah, I like him. You know, average 21 in college. You know, a guard, 6'7", big. You know, can shoot, can stretch the floor. Let's talk about that. Like, that's a good pick. Like, I think he gonna be around. You feel me? I think he gonna make the rotation.
I heard that somebody was surprised that he actually fell to 17.
Yeah, because his age, he's 23. You know, again, back to what I was saying about players who with potential. So a lot of teams don't want to draft guys that are, you know, above 22, 21. They want young talent. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
He ready to play.
Yeah.
Well, for me, when it comes to Bronny, I think, like you said, we all knew what was gonna happen. It was just obviously, Rich Paul trying to do a lot of like smoke and mirrors, and not politicking, but it's kind of like playing like well, we don't know what we're gonna do with the draft pick, and we don't know if LeBron's gonna still be there. And this is, we think he's a true talent for the NBA, which I think he should be in the NBA. The only issue I had with it was that how they try to, and I don't like when any other draftee does it, when they try to say, don't draft me here, or I'm going to stay, or I'm going to go here, or don't do this, or I'm going to do that. I don't like that part of it. It wasn't even just a Bronny thing. That's any prospect that's done it, because they've done it in the past before. I don't like that. Like, if the prospect is in these interviews saying, like, he just want to go to somebody to draft him where they want him, they want to play him, they believe in him. I don't like when your agent is, I don't know if it's him and the agent or just the agent. I don't like when you're saying, like, well, if you draft him before the Lakers do, then he's going to go play in Australia. That's the only part I don't like about it. And that's not on Bronny. Like I said, that's on any prospect, any agent that's doing that for their player. Because I think you could be setting them up for failure in the future. Like, say LeBron retires and it don't work out with the Lakers, then like how that's going to look when you just Bronny and you got to stand on your own, and all these other teams who your agent was saying, don't draft me. If they might have really been interested in drafting you, but then he's doing that, and then you got to spend the block, and the Lakers don't re-sign you, and then you kind of stuck. So that's the only reason I don't like that part of it. But I love him getting to play with his son. I love him using his power to get his son there. I love that. Like, I love that. I just don't like what it could do for Bronny, like, in the long run, if it don't work out.
What about not to switch topics too much? I don't want to change sports, but remember when Deion was telling teams, "Don't draft me." Like, I'm not coming. How you feel about that? I'm not saying that Bronny is Deion.
For me, that if it's the player doing that and that's how you feel, and it's not like you saying one thing in interviews and the player saying another thing in interviews, then that's like, I love what Deion did. That's just confidence, knowing I'm that nigga. Like, don't draft me because I'm not trying to play. That's him doing that. But Bronny was doing, like, in the interview saying, like, I want to go wherever. It's not about playing with my dad, this and that. Really behind the scenes, if they was really orchestrating, no, he wants to go to the Lakers, that's where I disagree with, because I don't believe Deion was just saying that for show. I think he really was feeling that way. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't got a problem with Deion did. That's gangster.
The parts about Bronny game that I do like I like his athleticism. I think he could shoot. He has high playmaking ability. I think he got some defensive ability. I feel like with him, so we all in agreement that G League is going to be a big part of this first year, right? Or y'all expecting him?
It should be.
That's
It
pretty
should
much set in stone, right?
He might be the greatest G League player of all time. Like, he about to get all his minutes in the G League. What are we talking about?
He should definitely get some G League time, but I also see him being on the roster because his contract, the way they set it up, is he's not doing like a he wasn't doing like a two-way contract. He's like on the roster, so they're gonna he got a roster spot. They're gonna use him.
His jersey might end up in the Raptors in the G League. Like,
and they G League is right there in LA too, so it's like they got a good little setup.
Yeah,
so we didn't get your reaction. Since you're a Lakers fan, how you feel about the JJ Redick hire?
I don't like JJ Redick. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a fan of him as a coach. I'm not gonna even sit here and cap. I'm not gonna even sit here. I don't understand it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's too many great basketball minds. I don't look at JJ Redick as a great basketball mind. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not paying attention. I don't know I don't get it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a fuck about his podcast. A lot of niggas sound smart on the podcast when they breaking down film and watching, games. I get it. He got the, Duke pedigree, played in the league, had a decent career. I don't see great coach. Not gonna lie to you. I'm cool.
The opposite. That's wild. But I'm for the opposite, but I guess we'll see though.
I think on this podcast, he's really good with like analytics. I feel like they're looking at it from like an analytical standpoint. He could kind of be something different than what y'all have had in the past or what y'all known to do.
We'll see. I'm cool. I'm not gonna lie though, but this phase of my Lakers as a fan, I have zero expectations. I have zero high hopes. I don't care who we draft. I don't care who we trade for. Like, I'm good. I just want Bron to like have a great exit. You feel me? Like, I want him to just gracefully leave, and I'm cool. Then we'll see what happens after that. I don't care about the coach. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care about Anthony Davis. I don't care about Max Christie gets re-signed today. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
You don't care about the Lakers?
No, I don't care about the team. I don't think the team is trying to win right now. I don't think we're a winning team right now. I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not a delusional fan. I've never been a delusional fan. I be trolling, but I'm not a delusional fan. These niggas are not beating Denver. They're not beating Minnesota. They're not beating the Mavs. Like,
you don't think there's nothing they can do in this offseason to make themselves a competitor?
No, because I believe LeBron James is old. I've been seeing LeBron's age 2 years ago. I'm the only person that's been acknowledging LeBron is not the same. And as long as LeBron's not the same, I don't care who we get. Unless we're getting Steph Curry on our team or, Giannis, LeBron's the best player on the team. You can argue AD if you want to. That's cool. But if LeBron is not LeBron, this team can only go as far as LeBron takes us. And I've been seeing the age, and I think he's only going to get worse this season. So I have zero expectations.
Where I'm at with it, I feel like LeBron got to be like third option. That's like what needs to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen because AD doesn't have those alpha tendencies all the time. He can display them like in moments and spurts, but he got to be the best player every night. The player that they need to bring in needs to be like a number 2 to 3 option. Him and LeBron kind of be like options number 2 and 3. I feel like that's best case scenario for the offseason. But like what Cash is saying, if we go into next season with LeBron being clear cut the best player on the team, then we kind of gonna get the results that we've been getting.
I think they'll be all right with him being a 1A, 1B type option because LeBron, like his stats have dipped a little bit, but even like you see the minutes he's playing, he's at least giving effort on defense still, and offensively he's shooting the 3-ball better than he ever has in his career, which what you need as you age because you lose a little bit of athleticism. So you got to be able to at least threaten them from outside. And I think it's on JJ Redick to unlock AD, which it sounds like that's his plan to get him to be the number 1 guy and make him a hub.
Why are we unlocking AD? This nigga been in the NBA for 30 years.
Because
still trying to unlock AD?
Do you not think he should be your best player right now? He should be your best player.
If he ain't the best player by now, he's not gonna be the best player. Yeah,
we'll see. I think he has ability. I think he can pass the ball. I think he has ability. I think he got to be given the opportunity.
But he's 31 years old.
Come on,
that's
man.
That's the end of your prime. That's fine. You could. AD is still. He gets hurt a lot, but he's still relatively. 31 is not end of the road. Like,
it's not end of the road.
I'm saying he is who he is. I don't think he's going to learn anything new at this stage of his career.
I don't
believe it's learning anything new. I think it's using him differently. He already knows it, but it's like when you got Darvin Ham, who I don't know what kind of coach he was, and Frank Vogel, who doesn't know offense at all.
This last season, I was so frustrated with the Lakers. I put this on my life. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not trolling. I may have watched one NBA game. I put this on my life. I'm not trolling at all. I probably watched one NBA game, and that probably was the Mavs. I didn't watch no Lakers games, not one. I skimmed through the games. I'm not gonna lie. I had it on my TV a little bit, watched a few plays, but I not like my previous years where I got NBA. What is the league pass? I ain't missed a Lakers game. Nah, I ain't watched one game. To the point I'm making is, do you think? Because before Darvin Ham, we had Frank Vogel. You don't think they ever tried to like use him differently?
I don't think Frank Vogel knows offensive and fucking hit him in the face. Like he doesn't know offense at all. So I don't believe it would have happened with Frank Vogel.
The same. If you pay attention to like when y'all won the championship, the jump shooting was like elite, especially from like mid range. His jump shooting ain't been the same since then, so it's gonna look different. Maybe JJ Redick can unlock some of that jump shooting back what he had in 2020. That's kind of what Corey was talking about. I get what both of y'all talking about. Y'all making good points. You tired of AD is in fact in the aspect of you are who you are as a player. Corey coming from the aspect of maybe a new philosophy can unlock new parts of his game. You just being a stubborn Laker fan right now. That's all that is.
Disgruntled.
We could really move. I'm good on the Lakers. I don't really care about the Lakers right now. But other free agency, it looked like Golden State prepared to move on from Klay Thompson. No, I didn't think they was gonna move off for him, to be honest. But it looks like he set on a certain number. I don't think they're willing to pay. But what's the reaction right now?
To me, they in a lose-lose right now because they're losing Klay Thompson because he didn't want to, like he felt, I guess, disrespected. He wouldn't get the number he wanted. Then on the other hand, you wanted Paul George, but the Clippers are not willing to do like a sign and trade to the Warriors, so you can't get him. So that's another option you lose out on. Chris Paul going out the door now. He's a unrestricted free agent now. So it's like, what do you do now? How are you going to attract some free agents to come there without trading your young guys like Kuminga, Moody, who at this point, I don't even know what they really worth. Anything for him. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess they're going to do a sign and trade with Klay, like send him somewhere else, but he's not really going to get you much back. So your return is going to be minimal. And then you stuck in the Western Conference. You didn't draft nobody. And now
they don't want to trade Pies, do they?
No, they're not trading him.
If they had to, I feel like they would if they were getting some like significant return, but I wouldn't think that they want to move on.
You can't trade him. Wiggins is, what is he worth at this point? You don't even know if he's going to play. So it's just like,
is at this point.
You're stuck. You're stuck, and it's a tough spot to be in. It's like I said, it's lose-lose. Them, I think what the Clippers did to them is kind of, I respect it because they're in your conference, they're in your same division, so you don't want to help them get better. But damn, that shit sucks for the Warriors. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm glad. I love this. I'm glad their franchise is just burning. I love it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know a bigger Warriors hater than me. Like I might drink tonight. I ain't drunk in years. I might have a sip tonight. So yeah, I love to see it. I don't feel sorry for Klay. I feel like they basically took care of you when you was rehabbing for 2 years. They gave you a max contract. You was sitting on the sideline getting over damn near $30 million a year, probably 35 plus. Nigga, you supposed to take the discount. After this point, take the discount. You ain't that good no more. You've been asked the last year, bro. We looked out for you when you wasn't even on the bench. You mean to tell me you're not willing to take a pay cut for us, bro? Okay, cool. Beat it. Plain and simple. Beat it. I'm cool. Leave. Get out of here. Pack your bags.
That's kind of my mindset on it though, because I know his first contract, he might have been like slightly underpaid. I think it was like 70 mil, something like that. But the second contract, it was like 5 years, $190. And so that's like, we're talking like roughly 300 million and like in total career earnings. We're not even accounting off the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's like favor for a favor. But what I do know is like towards the back end of an athlete's career, especially if you have like significant success with the team, you're not really willing to take a lot of pay cuts because these are your last opportunities to get the bag. Like we all know Kobe wasn't finna take a pay cut going out. Doesn't look like LeBron finna take anyone going out. There's very few players at that level that's really taking those significant pay cuts that we really know of.
Speaking of pay cuts, LeBron better not take no mother. Can I cuss on here? I ain't gonna cuss. LeBron better not take no pay cut to sign no Klay Thompson, bro. Like, if he take a pay cut to sign Klay Thompson, I'm done.
That's a lateral move. I'm
copping a Mavs jersey.
I wouldn't be mad at that though, because Klay, like, I mean, I know like what people are saying is Klay had a terrible season. He didn't have that bad of a season. He still shot 39% from three, which is just a notch below 40, which is like
38.
Which still that's still top of the that's top third of the league. That's crazy. That's 38% is good. And then like
you don't take a pay cut for Klay Thompson. You take a pay cut for somebody that because you got to realize whoever we sign in that position is going to be there even when probably LeBron's gone. I don't think that's Klay Thompson. I'm not doing that for Klay Thompson. Now, only player I like right now, who I'm hearing that we're flirting with, is I've always wanted him on my team, Jeremy Grant. I love Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
He's a solid player. I think he'll help us. I think he can do all the things that Vando and Rui do by himself. Like he can do both. He can guard and he can score and he can guard. He can do everything.
That's a bigger pay cut LeBron will have to take because I feel like Jeremy Grant would get more money than Klay Thompson would be getting in the market. No,
well, Jeremy Grant already got a contract attached to him though. He signed for like $180, I believe.
Yeah, I don't want Brian taking no crazy pay cut anyways. Like I don't like when players do favors for franchises because franchises usually don't do favors for players. Usually they don't. So I'm pro player. I always been pro player. But
I think it's different because we've already seen the franchise do favors for him. They just drafted his son. You won a championship already. I don't think he should take a pay cut. I wouldn't take a pay cut. But if you really hell bent on winning and want to get the roster better, then if you one of them top paid players, yeah, it will make sense for you to take a pay cut.
Yeah, AD take a pay cut. AD, Anthony Davis. Yeah.
But I think LeBron obviously is in the best position. He's damn near a billionaire. So obviously, if anybody would like not be hurting from taking a pay cut, it would be him. But
yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't take a pay cut though.
I agree.
But that move would be like that's not like the final move though. It would have to be like Klay Thompson plus a few mid-level exception type of thing. I wouldn't. But how good does that make the roster though? Like with the finished product.
I mean, we could do fantasy land here, but it depends on like say LeBron said I'll take a minimum contract, which is not going to happen. But just imagine if he did that. Imagine what the Lakers would be working with. Which I mean, it's not realistic, but it's possible. He could, if he wanted to, if he really wanted to win that bad and win one with his son, he could take a minimum contract. Like I said, it's not going to happen, but it just depends on how much of a pay cut he's trying to take and who they want to bring in. Because there's some decent players out there that you could bring in if you really want to try and win now.
I'm cool on playing fantasy. You know, I'm a Lakers fan. You know, we always play fantasy. We done put everybody that ever could shoot the basketball in the Lakers jersey. So I'm not gonna do that this time. I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets. They looking real shaky.
We got some breaking news.
They lost. What happened?
Yes, Chris Paul to the Spurs. He was Victor Wembanyama.
That's a good move. It don't move the needle, but that's good for like.
Shout out to Loso for the breaking news.
Yeah,
if they had their point guard of the future, I would love this move so much more.
Yeah,
I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do in that point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted Reed Shepard to go there, but he ended up falling off the board. Oh, we got more breaking news. Valanciunas to the Wizards. 33 years. They were saying that was a Lakers target right there.
Bron ain't taking no pay cut.
So to the Nuggets, losing KCP this season, losing Bruce Brown last season, they gotten worse. Obviously, last season they ended up losing to the Timberwolves, who got better. So they clearly aren't. On paper, they're getting worse. I know they got arguably one of the best players in the league with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are great. You know, Robin, but I just don't. I don't see a way for them to improve right now. And then I'm hearing they might. I hope and pray they do this. I'm hearing they might get Russell Westbrook. If they get Russell Westbrook, I am going to be so happy.
I'm not mad at that. But I do think, they roster is definitely taking a step back. Even though I don't think losing KCP is that big of a. I don't think it's that big of a hit to them because I think like tail end of the season in playoffs he was terrible. So I think you can replace him. Just a 3-and-D player. He had experience and he had like camaraderie and like he was good with the roster. Like he knows the roster. He knows the players. But I think you can replace him. I think Jokic is Jokic at the end of the day. He's going to be the best player in the league. And I mean, really, it's on Michael Porter Jr. He has to just take the next step. He can't show up against the Lakers and not miss a shot. And then the next series, you can't make a shot. Like you got to get more consistency. And because I mean, you're a champion, you've been there, so you know what it's like. So you can't be that inconsistent. You just got to take that next step and be a professional. He was terrible that second round of playoffs.
Jamal Murray should have an extension coming down soon. I think he's extension eligible.
And I think he just got the extension. Like 2012 million. Yeah, he just got it a couple days ago.
Oh, a couple days. Okay, I didn't see that. But as far as Michael Porter, though, I'm getting tired of calling him the X Factor. It's like he averaged over 20 points against the Lakers and against the Timberwolves. Half his production was cut down immediately. I don't really know where I fall with him. I feel like I'm finna sell all my stock because
he's really not the X Factor. The X Factor really was always Aaron Gordon. He
can't have the offensive output that Michael Porter is capable of. Like Michael Porter is one of the best shooters in the game.
Super cap.
Michael Porter?
He's only one of the best shooters when he playing the Lakers, bro. That's the only time
He's
one of the best.
he's real streaky. That's the thing. Like when he's hot,
Freaky.
he's
Only
tough.
when he playing the Lakers, bro. He look like Steph when he play us. Other than that, he's super mid. Aaron Gordon, on the other hand, he do all the other things. Rebound, defend. Cut. Like he do all and he do it on a more consistent basis. So I call him the X factor. I just think Michael Porter. He's one of those players that if they hot, he gonna make them look like
Unguardable,
the
unbeatable.
bull, like the 73-9 Warriors. Like he just when he get hot, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. But he only get hot when they winning though. He don't ever get hot when they like down or they struggling.
Yeah, and that when it matters, like when it really matters.
Yeah. If somebody going like a 15-4 run, like he not gonna contribute to getting you out of that run. But I kind of want to go into another team, which is the Clippers. It looks like they're not finna offer Paul George a max deal, which is I'm pretty sure is what he's seeking. They just was it Harden 2 years, $70 million, and they gave Kawhi an extension early. I believe that was 3 years, $150 million. Russell Westbrook looked like he's out the door. They did sign Kevin Porter Jr., but going into this new arena,
that was a weird signing. I'm not
Kevin Porter Jr.
Well, apparently he was showing out over there in Greece, so I thought he couldn't come back to the league though with his situation. But yeah, I like it. But yeah.
So going into this new Inglewood Arena, they had to bring some sort of talent. You can't go in there rebuilding. We all know how that goes. But are we out? Are we done with the Clippers as currently constructed? That's pretty much a wrap, right?
I mean, right now, yeah, that roster is not ready to compete for real. Like especially losing Paul George and having nothing to like, and the replacement is Kevin Porter Jr. As of now, like that roster took a big hit. To me, I still feel like Jimmy Butler is a wild card. If he can get over there, I think I would like that. But especially since it's looking like Paul George is going to the Sixers, because that's where I thought Jimmy would want to go. Is back with Embiid, but it seems like they locked in on Paul George with the Sixers. So if they can trade with Miami,
now, right? That's the move, right?
Oh yeah. I think that's almost set in stone. Is Paul George to the Sixers, so which is good for them. It could be a third option.
I was done with the Clippers in 2022 when I picked them to be in the finals against the Boston Celtics. Yeah, and then I've been done with them for a while. Like I'm cool on them. But I don't know if you got them on your docket, but we got to talk about because it happened earlier. We got to talk about the Knicks.
No, this is the NBA updates. Let's get it.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Knicks acquiring Mikal Bridges. The Villanova Knicks now. How you feel about that? How y'all feel about that?
I'm kind of with the media. You have to re-sign OG in order for the Mikal Bridges signing to for the trade to make sense, because they were trying to load up on forwards to defend like the two-way wings in Boston. That was a Boston move. Like we saw the Houston Rockets cater their roster to beat the Golden State Warriors not too long ago, but now we're seeing the same move with the New York Knicks catering to beat the Boston Celtics.
I'm glad you noticed that. Most people don't acknowledge that. That's a good observation. That's exactly what I thought. And that's exactly what the Rockets did. Like they built their team around. But I've noticed when teams build their team around a specific team, they become vulnerable to other teams. That's exactly what happened to the Timberwolves. Yep. So you got to be careful with that because you might not, or it's not that you might not match up. You might not make it to that team. Or you might get fatigued. And I feel like that's what happened with the Rockets. They smoked everybody else, got to the Warriors, and it's different, bro. That's still KD over there. That's still Steph. Like,
I think for the Knicks, the only way, because if you look at the East right now, it's pretty much top heavy. And then with all the injuries, it was really only a couple of contenders. So I think for them, the only way it can end up biting them is if they don't retain one of their big men, being like Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein. If they can't keep one of those guys, then I think a guy like Embiid will feast on them. I think overall it was a good trade for them just because you did make your team better and you kind of leverage your future with all those draft picks and whatnot. But I think it was worth it. I don't know if it puts them. I don't think it puts them ahead of the Celtics, but I think it helps them. You got that continuity with those guys. They play with each other for a couple years. They friends. They like each other. So the locker room gonna be good. We'll see what happens with Randall. I don't know if they still plan on keeping him there or moving him and trying to acquire something else. But I think overall it was a good move for them. Honestly.
I don't think it put them ahead of the Celtics. I just think they put them in a position to contend and possibly beat the Celtics. Like I always said, even though the Celtics may be better, that don't mean they can't be beat. But I'm hearing Harden signed to the OKC. I'm hearing he's finna meet with the OKC Thunder, so they might lose him. Speaking of OKC, they acquired Caruso. That was a big move. And I'm hearing that's a possibility. They trying to get Laurie. If they could get Laurie,
They
they
got the ass. If any team has the assets to make any move, it's them.
they going to the finals. I'm not gonna lie to you. If they get Laurie marketing, they going to the NBA finals.
Yeah, that would be a squad. They'd be tough. They really have no weaknesses. They got defenders. I mean, I guess maybe a guard, like one more guard they would need, but they got big man. They got
I'm
wings.
gonna speak on this too because I don't want to forget. Another reason why I'm officially out on the Lakers, and it's not because I'm really disgruntled. It's because I understand the passing of the new era. Like I'm okay with that. Like I'm a basketball fan, and I understand we're transitioning into the Celtics era, the Luka era, the Jokic era. You know, I think the only players other than like the new guys is like Giannis, maybe Jokic. Other than that, you're finna get your
Embiid,
you're finna see Shea in the final soon. You know, you're finna start seeing like Jalen Brunson and like it's okay for KD, LeBron, and Steph to be washed now. It's okay. Like I know we holding on to something, and I get it, Brian. You want to win with Bronny. I would love to see that. It's a great storyline, but I just think it's over. I just think it's time for the Celtics versus the OKC Thunder, and
I see it a little bit differently though. I see it as though like a couple years ago, as we know, the league was all about like the super teams. You had to have like a big three to really be able to compete. And now I think Marcus kind of said at the last part, it's more so about like the duos and having a good duo, and then still having like good role players around you to really have a good roster. So like with the Suns, for example, they were still kind of going off that old model when they went and got Bradley Beal. And so on they real top heavy, they starting lineup is looking great, but then you got nobody else on that roster. So when one of your guys goes down, like Bill missed half the season, you got Devin Booker missing games, KD missing games, so you don't have your big three, and then you got no other players on the roster to help uplift you. You're kind of stuck. So I think it's more about having like a good duo and then getting the good role players around there to where you're not killing your cap with these three players and then nobody to go around just thinking those big three are going to be able to carry you. I think it's partially what you were saying, and then I think it's just the duos, trios thing.
The reason why I disagree is because all three of those guys I named have different situations. Like LeBron got a duo, Steph got a bunch of bums on his team, and then KD got the trio. But they all losing. It's just time. It's their time to lose, bro. It's just time to move on. Like it's just time to move on, and that's okay. It's time for Luka to cook. It's time for Ant to have his moment. This is a new era, and I'm actually excited for it. I thought I wouldn't be excited for it, but I'm actually looking forward to the future. I'm not gonna lie.
So I want to bring up something. I think I may have mentioned on here before, but Nick Wright had a point where he said that he felt the NBA kind of did us a disservice because there weren't enough televised games of like who is the new guard, like your Shays, your Ant-Mans, your Tyrese Halliburtons. So next season, even though they're not going to do it, do we need less Steph, KD, Bron, and more of like the new guard on these televised? Because me personally, I want to see Shea versus Ant on TNT at 9:00. I don't want to see Steph versus LeBron at 9 no more. I don't want to see that. Like I want to see Tyrese Maxey going against Jalen Brunson. I want to see that now.
You want to see Shea versus, and what happened to Ja Morant? We done with Ja? Like Ja don't get no love.
We got a whole pot about the Grizzlies tuning in. What you mean?
Well, for me, it's more so about I just want to see contending teams, right? So if the Warriors and the Lakers ain't contending, then I don't want to see them. Like Shea and Ant, they're gonna be contending, so that's what I want to see. And they also budding superstars. So yeah, that's what I want to see over Steph and LeBron.
You don't think this is a side quest, but you don't think Shea is a superstar?
To me, Shea is right there, even coming off of what could have been an MVP season. It's kind of
debatable. The last 2 seasons, top 3 MVP voting.
I just think I don't know what it is that's missing. I mean, obviously he's playing in a smaller market, so you're not gonna get as much shine. But I mean, he finished second or third. I think second in the MVP voting.
Let me interject real quick. I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Is it his game that because you say it's something missing? Technically, he is nothing really missing.
Because he's not as a player. I just think as far as like for soup, like it's some type of like a little flair, like something like you know what I mean. There's something that makes you box office. That's what's missing. I don't know what it is.
It's his game. Shea's game is not electric. It's really not. He's not gonna go.
That's what it is. Yeah.
He operates like 3-point line under. Like he's a very mid range. I think he shot high 50s from 2-point range. He could get to the line. He's real herky jerky. He's like you think you got him, but he'll still get you.
He's like the guard / wing version of like a Tim Duncan, just like a. Like not, I don't want to call him boring. I don't want to call him boring because he's not boring to watch. He's actually really fun to watch.
Shea not boring. Shea not boring.
He's not boring to watch, but he's just like it's something. Like I said, it's just not. There's no electricity there. Is what it is. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but so I want to call him a superstar. But
when he stopped averaging 30, they gonna win a championship. I know that sounds crazy, but he don't have to average 30. They got a lot of talent. I think sometimes he just be averaging 30 just to average 30. Like I watched him play because I got a friend that's from OKC, so we watched one of the games, not the whole game, but we watched like a brief. Because I was telling him, I don't think Shea got to average 30, bro. When he averaged like 26, like around that mark, and you actually get more players involved, they gonna win a championship. But that getting 30, it's cute, it's cool, it's great, but he don't need to do that, bro.
The thing about his situation is them getting Larry Marketing, it's a cool move, but what I like to see, like the addition of Caruso along with the continuing development of the other players on the roster, I really feel like that's what's going to take it up a level. Like Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, them getting this playoff experience, I feel like that's what takes your roster to the next level. They could keep adding talent, but I feel like that might overlap some of the progress in your other players too. You don't want to stunt the growth in
And they
like
don't need Laurie either. Don't get me wrong.
no, they don't need them.
I just think it'll put them over the top right now, but they don't need him though.
If they get
Especially
Lowry,
if you can get him and prevent
one
another team from getting him, that definitely helps your cause. Like you keep him off another roster and got him on yours, that's just extra weapon. But they definitely don't need him because Chet, he gonna develop. Like Chet is the truth. So
I like Lowry to San Antonio anyway. I heard that move and I fell in love with that move. I like that move.
San Antonio roster just so weird. It's like I can't. With Wemby's such a unique player. Like I don't know how you build that roster. I know that sound crazy, but
how we feel about I mean the Pelicans made some big moves. They got DeJounte Murray. Then today they've been in the news talking about possibly getting Brandon Ingram over to the Kings. So that's a couple decent players right there.
I don't want to judge that DeJounte Murray trade until I see like the final product of the roster because I don't know if they'll keep him and CJ. I don't really see the point in that and keeping both of them. I feel like you got to choose DeJounte. Obviously, you traded for him, but I kind of want to see what the final product of that roster looks like.
I think that in my opinion, that move only makes sense if you was keeping Brandon Ingram. You put DeJounte at the 1, you put what's on him at the 2, put Ingram at the 3, let Zion play the 4, and whoever you got 5 is. But if you're not gonna keep Brandon Ingram, y'all might get worse. I don't see it. It don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't think Ingram, like Marcus was saying, I don't think he fits with what they're trying to do on offense. They want him to shoot threes. He's not shooting threes.
Yeah.
You want to see what you can get for him now rather than later. So, because if you don't want to pay him when it comes time to pay him, then why not try to see what you? I don't know what the Kings have to offer for him, though. It's a thing. So, what would you really be getting back if you're not getting one of the
Barnes
stars
and Barnes and what's the shooter? What's the other shooter?
Kevin Herter.
Nah, the other one. He got a brother in the league too.
Keegan Murray.
Yeah. Oh, Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
I don't think they trading him though. That'd be crazy if they did. But.
I would for Ingram. I'm not gonna lie. For Ingram, that's a 30 ball pair with Fox and Sabonis.
Because I'm hearing
I'm trading him, Corey. Because you got what's the name? You got Microwave. Well, we don't say microwave anymore. We say air fryer. That nigga cooking.
They just gave him a bag. I'm hearing that De'Aaron Fox. I don't know. Y'all may have seen this too, but I think they saying he kind of hesitant on signing an extension to at least see kind of where the roster is going.
Yeah,
that's a team. I had high hopes for them this season, coming off that playoff series against the Warriors. I thought they was going to take that and build on it, and it seemed like they kind of fell out of place. I think they had some injuries during the last season, but they kind of fell out the race a little bit. Kind of got lapped.
They make the playoffs.
Nah, they missed it. They was in the play-in, but they lost both their games.
Yeah, lost their games. Yeah.
But no, they lost their first. I think it was the was they not? No, they was the they lost both their games, I want to say. They fell out the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's play hypothetical real quick. You kind of hit it. We feel like Paul George. That announcement should be coming any day now. Just my personal opinion. I feel like that's the best fit at this point. If they do land Paul George a free agency, where do you think that puts them in the East?
I think they're number 2.
You got them above from New York?
I got them above the Knicks, yeah. I would love that trade. I love Paul George as a third option. Like, especially with a guard and a big, like with Embiid and Maxey already in place. I love that.
If they can retain Hardenstein and Julius Randle, because I know he would just have to want to be a Knick, because I know the Thunder might throw $100 million in him. I know the Knicks can only offer him 72. So if they are able to keep Randle and Hardenstein, you still got them below.
I still got the Sixers, because you got to think like the Sixers. Even I know the Knicks had their injuries in the playoffs, and obviously Embiid was hobbling, but they played like those games they played against the Knicks in the playoffs were all pretty close. They could have went either way. It went 6 games. It could have easily won 7, and they could have easily won that series. And I think you get Paul George and replace Tobias Harris bum ass with Paul George, you automatically upgrading. Then they're not going to be done building that roster because they got money. Like the Sixers got a little bit of money, so they can get Paul George and get somebody else. So that roster is going to be. I think they're going to have a good roster. I think Maxey is right there. He's going to be an all-star this upcoming season, I believe. I think Embiid, you can kind of take some of the workload off of him. I think they're going to be all right, man.
Not for nothing though, I like Jared McCain. I feel like he's gonna fit right into that roster as well. I think they'll keep Kyle Lowry. He'll have him to learn from too. I like what Philly got going. Hopefully, we'll finally see a Tyrese Maxey extension soon. Well deserved.
They got to pay that man. For sure.
Yeah, Paul George to the Sixers. They're not better than the Celtics. They're not better than the Knicks. They're not better than the Bucks. They're not better than the Pacers. All you getting is a flashier Tobias Harris. He don't got no knees. The nigga is inconsistent. In the playoffs, he is not a riser. He definitely don't. You pairing him and two of the most injury-prone players together and expecting them to be a threat in the postseason, because that's what you're getting for. You're not getting him for the regular season, and he might not even be available in the playoffs anyways. I'm not big on Paul George. I ain't been big on Paul George for a long time. I don't know what y'all see. I know it's the name. I get it. It's Paul George. I get it, but he's not the same. Why? What are we talking about? He not.
I think Paul George is the third option. Is great.
I think what you're not looking at is just exactly what he just said right there. We're looking at the fit.
He been a third option. What are we talking about? He was damn near third option with the Clippers.
Where was he the third option?
He damn near was third option with the Clippers.
He was the first option most of the year because
he had one of his years
and worst option
with the Clippers this past season. What you got to understand is in Philly, Embiid is one of the best number one options you're gonna get. Tyrese Maxey, All-Star game. Insert Paul George, immediate third option. That's like 17, 18 points a game.
We getting a bunch of flashy in and outs, tweens, shots, and then that's it. And then 6 seed, first round exit. Boom. What we talking? Y'all want to bet?
I will definitely bet that for sure.
First round exit. First round exit.
I don't think they go out in the first round. I'll bet that. For sure.
I can't bet. I don't know. I don't know what Joel Embiid will look like.
We don't know. First of all,
depends on what Joel Embiid is like.
The Bucks have a chance to do something crazy. We don't know what they gonna do.
What are they gonna do? That's the team I don't understand.
They're not about to just stand pat. They're not about to just stand pat. And
Pat earlier Riley, they were saying Brooklyn
sell me on Milwaukee. Somebody. I can't see it right now.
Chris Middleton is the piece to move. They gotta move Chris Middleton at this point. And
what's his value?
We go find out. I don't know. I can't see off the top of my head, and we know Pat Riley not about to just chill. He just basically said, "This is Bam Adebayo's team. Jimmy, you free to stay, but you also free to go."
It's Bam Adebayo. That's you're not winning with Bam Adebayo,
bro.
You're not winning with Jimmy Butler either.
We're gonna have a real.
I'm just saying Miami's gonna be stuck. I think Jimmy Butler's out, but I don't think you winning nothing with Bam as your guy.
Now, if Jimmy Butler goes to the Sixers, then y'all got me. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I'm all ears because I know what he can do. I know he's a dog. Paul George ain't a dog. I don't know what y'all seeing him. He done. This the thing. Paul George done had opportunities. That team on paper was one of the best teams we've ever seen. What are we talking about? That Clippers team, when they were built, that was a crazy team. They couldn't get it done.
Well, the one real chance they had, they blew it, and then the other years it was injury.
If you swap Paul George with Jimmy Butler with that team, they win 2 championships.
If Kawhi's healthy, yeah.
That's the key right there. If Kawhi's healthy.
They're not pulling this off if Kawhi not around, bro.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kawhi
might have chose to stay healthy if he had Jimmy Butler instead of Paul George.
Choose is crazy. When we gonna be honest about these Pat Riley teams, though, they've overachieved and peaked. It's a wrap. Like,
that's true.
They don't reach
but they got culture though. So
they do got culture.
They 90% culture. They 10% everything else. They living and eating off culture.
Bro. They got dogs, bro.
I'm tired of hearing about heat culture.
That shit is ass.
I'm tired of hearing about heat. Them niggas ain't won a championship in 10 years, bro. I don't want
culture, bro. They got culture, bro.
Shout out my dog Polo, but yeah, the Heat is they still.
They got the shit that Kendrick been rapping about the last fucking 6 months. Culture. I'm so tired of that shit.
I feel like we missed something. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we missed something major.
I got something, but I don't know how y'all feel about it. Where we at with Zach LaVine? Because
I
I'm
think
hearing it with Golden State. I don't really know where I am with him. I feel like he could fit in that offense, but I don't
he
know where I
could.
am. But
I
that's
think
not.
they said that's not happening though, right? To Golden State at least.
I think
And
they have.
they declined the trade.
Huh?
I think Golden State declined the Zach LaVine trade. I think there was an offer and they declined it. I want to say.
Yeah.
What I read earlier, but I think
go ahead.
He's another guy I think could be like a good like third option. Maybe like he's definitely not a number one option. And he's like a fringe two option. I think for sure, like as your third option, he could do something for your team. But I'm trying to think what roster needs a guy like that right now. I would like him with the Mavericks. Yeah, I would like him with the Lakers, but I don't know.
I thought we was gonna get him eventually, but I don't even want him no more. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want him no more. It's him. It's a few players on the market that's like in weird positions because I don't know where they're going. Like DeMar DeRozan, I feel like DeMar DeRozan. He been crip walking all summer. He going back home. He definitely going back home. Like he done got that bug.
It's looking like Clippers. So
yeah, he going back home. Whether it's LA, the Clippers, or the Lakers, he finna be back in Compton. So
because of this generation, it's looking like a lot of these players like they starting to hit the years where like it just is what it is. Like I feel like DeRozan kind of falling into that category. You know,
I think he's trying to win, man. I think he wants to
win. I believe that, but it's just like what's the best case scenario for a player? Like he's still gonna want some money because he still could play though. Like he not washed.
I could see him with the Clippers now, especially since they just lost Paul George. That just makes sense.
I ain't gonna lie, I would actually like DeRozan more with the Sixers now. I like Paul George over there. I like DeMar DeRozan, bro.
I like DeMar DeRozan now. That's somebody who go be available. He go get his 20, 22, whatever he averaged. He go get it consistently. You know, like he go. Like I said, availability is so important for me. I like him. I like DeRozan with the Sixers. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not.
I'm really confused as to what's going on.
You like him more with he can't. See, this is another thing about Paul George that I like too. I like his catch and shoot ability. Like he got a lot of offensive traits that I think just fit seamlessly with a lot of teams. DeMar DeRozan kind of need the ball to really operate. Since James Harden left, we kind of see Tyrese really take over all the ball handling duties for the most part. I just feel like Paul George is a more seamless fit than DeMar DeRozan would be.
I disagree.
It's more isolation.
You just like Paul George. That's cool.
I do.
I like DeMar just because of how efficient he is in the mid range. Like I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how much mid range, how much space you're gonna have. Like the spacing with Embiid, because I mean he can stretch the floor, but he's at his best when he's just dominating the paint. So I don't know how much space they're gonna have if DeMar DeRozan is there, because he can't really shoot the three ball like that. But I don't know. I think I still rather have DeRozan right now than Paul George. I like DeMar DeRozan.
Anybody got anything else before we go?
This has been one of the most underwhelming free agencies. I remember, you know, as soon as it hit 6 o'clock, our phones was going crazy. Like the first signing was Andre Drummond. Like nobody cares about Andre Drummond.
Well, normally just because you wait on the big domino to fall first. Yeah. But sure, the big domino is Paul George. Well, LeBron technically, but really Paul George. So I think tomorrow we're gonna see LeBron sign that 1 year, $60 million. I think he's gonna do year to year or like a 1-and-1, but it seems like all the targets that he wanted or named that he wanted, they kind of
it's not
outside of Clay. I don't like Valanciunas. Like he's only getting $10 million a year. I don't see why the Lakers wouldn't have got him on that mid-level exception unless he just dubbed him. But
it's possible.
You know the Lakers though, they really Lake show. They are show. All of the moves are done. They just have to. They want to announce it when they want to announce it. You know when we do our moves, it'd be back to back. It'd be the same day. So I hate that about them. It's gonna happen probably after 4th of July. We go get a whole bunch of notifications.
You think Russell getting dealt?
I hope so. I hope so.
That movement coming for a while now. Actually.
I hope so. I've been out on him since the first playoff run. Like I know that's his ceiling, bro. He gonna be great in the regular season, but when it's time for him to guard those guards and those wings in the postseason, he can't keep up, bro. He can't.
Which is crazy because he's a bigger guard. Like it's like
that's what I'm saying. He's not
He's 6'4", like he no defensive traits, but it's like when it's time, like if you think about it, like it'll get scary for him, like De'Aaron Fox, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray. It's a lot of tough matchups for him in the West. But
Yeah.
You out on Rui?
I am. I'm not on Rui. I'm not on only players I'm still holding out for is obviously AD, LeBron. I like Reeves. I'm almost out on Reeves too though. I ain't gonna lie. If I can get something back here for Reeves, I'm cool with doing that. I'm out on everybody, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool, but I might contradict what I'm about to say. I'm also out on changing a roster like every season. That's getting old. Like it's almost like just running back, bro, and go and get like a few pieces, but running back for the most part. But I'm out on these guys.
So ideally, what do you think? Like, what would you, if you were like in control of their offseason, what would you prefer them to do?
I would go get Jeremy Grant. I'd probably go lose Rui or Torian Prince. I would go get Jeremy Grant, like I said. Brook Lopez. If I could somehow swing for Brook Lopez, pair him with AD, that would be nasty. And some mid level pickups like a guard. Get rid of Gabe Vincent, of course. Get him out of here. Cam Reddish by. What's some guards that's available? Something like a not
Russ?
him exactly, but like a Terry Rozier. You know, I don't know if he signed a long term contract with the Heat, but something like that. A player like that. But yeah, that's it. Not too much. Don't go crazy with the roster like we've been doing.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate y'all, man, for pulling up, man. This was NBA Updates Part 2. The more updates come, the more content we'll put out, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.
Kendrick raps better than Drake.